Hello. So today we're going to talk about just kind of briefly going over all the races that are going to be in our game Lawless Hearts. Now, I'm not going to be going into detail about any of the things here. We're just going to kind of quickly scroll through them, explain a little bit about them. We're not going to go into much detail because this is still somewhat kind of early on in the process, and if we go into it's early on in the process, and things are subject to change. So things may not be as they fully are at the end of the game. But before we scroll through, you'll see a few things. So there'll be little numbers right next to every single one of the features that a race will get. Those little numbers are an account for if someone wants to do a half breed where they're mixing two races together. They can buy the features from the two races using. They have 5 points to essentially spend to buy the features from the two race options they chose if they're doing a half breed. So we're going to go and just scroll through these, explain them pretty quickly what they are. We're not really going to go through any of the features because things are subject to change. So first we have our angels, which essentially like your D&D Aasimar, like, just they're the angels. We have the bird folk, which are kind of like Rito from Legend of Zelda series, like the Volar from my book Arn's Archive. There's the canine, which are the dog people. There's the Katari, which are the cat people. Next leads us down to the centaurs, being, your pretty classical centaurs. Then we have demons, which, these are kind of like your tiefling villains with their sub races. There's the Dracos, which are like your dragonborns with their specific types of being damage types over colors instead of colors over damage types. With your sub races as well, with all this stuff. There's your dryads, which are your nature plant folk people. There's the dwarves. There's the elementals, which are kind of like your genasies. Which then leads down to the elves, which we have, dark elves, light elves, and wood elves. With dark elves being from the Shadow Realm, light elves being from the Light Realm, and wood elves being from the Wildlands, which is like the Feywild. Then there's the Fawn, which are also from the Wildlands. The Goblins. Then we have Giants, which are like half giants, which if I were to remove any races, this would probably be the race that gets removed, so it might not make the final cut. Then we have humans. Then we have our inchlings, which are people that are usually averaging around 6 inches tall. Very, very tiny people. There's the kitsunes, which are, your kind of spirit fox people. Then there's the kobolds, which, this is Kobold's Brew. Of course there's going to be kobolds. With their 4 sub-races. There's the Molly Hin, which is kind of like your halfling and gnome stand-in. There's the Myconid, which are mushroom people, which is another race that might not make the final cut. There is the orcs, which, pretty traditional orcs. I originally wanted them to be more pig-like, but they just didn't look right, so orcs. Then we have robots, which are always kind of fun. Then there's the serpent folk. And then finally we have the undead. So this is all the races that are currently inside of Lawless Hearts. We're not going into much detail about it today, mainly because this is my second time recording this and I am losing my voice. The first time I went into much more detail, and then it didn't record my voice at all, and I lost my voice a little bit, so I'm not going into much detail about this. But what I will say is, let me know what you guys think, as we kind of scrolled through that a little quickly, but let me know what you think about everything here. Let me know if you think that things should be added, or specifically removed, or changed around a little bit to fit a little bit more. Yet again, this is not going to be the final stage of everything. This is still an in-process thing. This is going to take a good amount of time before this is ready to go. But I will say, Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with anyone you think who would be interested in this kind of stuff, because there will be more videos coming out soon, going over each different aspect of the parts of this game, parts of Lawless Hearts, and what's going to be there, and then we can go into more detail as we get closer about all the races. But there's a lot of different little fun things that are going to be gone over with this game. So yeah, thank you for watching.